it is about that time.
Yeah,
It is
it
about
is.
that
I'm feeling very boomer today, Travis. Very boomer today.
very boomer. What do you
Very
mean?
boomer today. I can't get the bedroom lights to turn on. Like Anna's
Oh,
out of town. It took me like 10 minutes to get logged into the podcast. I don't realize how
oh,
spoiled I am till the
we've
woman goes out of
we've
town.
only done this 236 times.
Is that how many now? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not keeping score.
and still having a hard time logging in.
Well, usually I just go, Anna, go do this for me. And she has me logged in. And so every now and then I'll text her in the middle of the podcast, hey, make me a propel. She'll bring me a propel. She's wonderful. I'm spoiled, Travis. I'm spoiled. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm
Man.
spoiled. And now she's out of town. I can't even get the bedroom lights to turn on. I was going to go move the podcast into the living room, but then you're like, oh no, you look fine. So if I look a little dark, it's because I can't figure out how to turn the freaking bedroom lights on, people. Travis goes, did you try the switch? And I'm like, no. No, of course I tried the switch.
Well, folks, listen.
I'm sorry,
While
Travis.
Clint's trying to figure out how to make it through his house, how
Yeah,
to survive, while he's doing that, one thing
yeah.
he can do
I could.
is
What do
he
I
can
need to
get
do?
on his phone and he can like this podcast. He can hit that like button, the little thumbs up thing. He can turn on the little notification things so that he finds out whenever new ones get popped up on you, the YouTubes and
Yeah,
stuff.
I would know about it on the YouTubes.
He can get on his Facebook app because he does know how to do that. He doesn't have to have Anna to do that. And he can get on the Facebook app and he can share it and get on
Yeah,
Instagram and share it or what other social medias he's got. He can his MySpace page is legit.
I'm look. I'm looking. Anna was literally texting me the instructions on how to get on. I was like, "How do you get on the podcast?"
Tell her I finally become a man. I've figured it
Because
out.
I did it before I even read the instructions.
That's right.
How do you turn on the bedroom lights?
That's right. So, folks, like, share, subscribe. Hey, listen to a little music, and we'll be back to talk about all the good stuff we're going to talk about.
1, 2, 3, 4. You ever seen a lame man walk? Ever heard a dumb man talk? Never seen a blind man see? I promise you will change his name. You ever seen a cancer dead? Ever seen all the poor get fed? Ever seen a prisoner set free? I promise you will change his name.
What's up, everybody? It's time. It's time for the Hawg Slop podcast. I'm your boy, bigger T, joined as always by my man, my best friend, Big C, Clint Clark. How you doing?
Man, I'm apparently, I'm very popular amongst the
Just
dogs now.
oh, good,
Um,
good.
like literally as I started the podcast, they've just came in here and sitting under my feet.
Well,
Like they
they're
don't
missing
care
your
about me
wife.
when Anna's home. When Anna's
That's right.
home, they're like they can give two craps about me.
Yeah. Well,
Now they're like, yeah, we got to cozy up to this one if we want food and water.
you're second fiddle.
I'm second fiddle, but you know what? I'm a solid second, I think.
Solid second. Yeah, that's right.
Solid second.
Solid.
I'm the second guy on this podcast behind
Hey,
you. I mean,
well, depends.
I hope to be a Travis Johnson when I grow up.
It's a pretty tight race there.
Yeah. I'm a distant second.
I'll
You
tell
know what
you. I'll tell.
and I was bragging about this to somebody today because I brought this up because I played college football at Arkansas Tech. True story.
Really?
Hall of Famer, they say.
Oh,
No, but I was literally the slowest player on that football team for every year I was there. Like we never lined it up and we had guys like not make it to actual testing
yeah,
that were slower than me, but not a lot.
yeah,
But, no, but no. So I was literally when we actually got the test, I was the slowest guy every time.
yeah.
Like every freaking time. Like
Your lights come on?
They can't turn the lights on.
Nice.
It's a lot brighter now.
Nice.
She just texted me. IT department came through.
There you go. So anyway, like you were saying,
Yeah. Sorry. Well, the light, Travis, the lights popped on. Like, how do you expect me not to lose? For those of you listening on Apple Podcast, I couldn't get the lights on. Travis said I looked fine. And now that I see myself with the lights on, I'm like, I did not look fine. It's- but I'm talking about just the light of my scene. And I guess I texted my wife, and somehow she got the lights to magically come on here.
oh, good.
So yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. Or maybe it's just Jeff Bezos messing with me.
Could be.
It,
Yeah.
it very well could be. But anyway, I digress. So 4 years in a row, slowest football player on Arkansas Tech's football team. Like, here's how slow I am, Travis. If I was racing a pregnant woman, I would come in third place.
Yeah. Yeah.
110%. Like,
Yeah.
even back then. I mean, okay. How pregnant do you think a woman would have to be for you to beat her in a foot race right now, Travis?
Oh,
Like eight, I mean,
she'd have to be
definitely in the
on,
third trimester. Like,
she'd have to
if
be
she's just
on
six
the
months
gurney.
pregnant, I'm toast.
Yeah, she'd have to be on the gurney.
Yeah, she'd have to be on the gurney. Like if I'm running.
That's
I
right.
told somebody, I said, look, man, if you see me running, you better run too, because there's a clown with an axe coming or something.
That's right. Yeah.
It's just like, I'm like, I know.
Well, my famous say or favorite saying is, "I don't run unless chase, and it's got to be something bigger than me, and I don't go to that part of the zoo." So,
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, Clint, there was a couple of, we don't talk about national sports a ton on here, but what about Bam Adebayo?
Dude,
83 points, and he only shot 50% from the field or something like that.
they call him
43 free
volume.
throws.
Yeah, dude, it just, yeah. I mean, the defense wasn't spectacular, but still, it doesn't matter. It was an impressive feat. I mean, it really was. I'm not going to hate on it.
But he's going in the record book. It's Wilt, him, then Kobe.
Right.
That's just kind of weird because, and then I haven't watched much of it, but I've been watching, the reports about the World Baseball Championship stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And how, like,
And
Team USA messed up.
I don't know what country the guy's from, but did you hear about the guy that's an electrician?
Yeah. Czechoslovakian, I believe.
Yeah,
Czech.
Czechoslovakia. Okay.
Easy enough for me to say.
He struck out Otani, the best player in the world. He strikes him out, and dude is an electrician.
Right.
That's awesome, man.
I know. And
That's why you like things like that,
I'll be deep snapping for Team USA's flag football team.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's pretty
That's
cool.
awesome, man. That was neat.
No, I didn't watch it, but you talk about Bam, like how it doesn't make sense, and there was a thing out on Facebook. I don't think we talked about it here, but it's like, okay, game 7 on the line. You get one person gets to take the shot. It's got to be a three. Who you taking? And they're like, there's like they had Reggie Miller on there, Steph Curry, Michael Jordan. And me and you both said,
Big shot Bob.
Big Shot Bob,
Big
Robert
shot.
Ory. Man, he is from Santa. He won like what? He's got 8 rings. He's got like the
Something like
most of
that.
any
Yeah.
non-Laker.
Yeah.
Like it's one of them obscure. Okay, like you could see, like somebody like I don't want to say like a Rodman. I want to say a Rodman type. You can see it being a Rodman type, somebody that's played on a whole bunch of teams. But
Yeah.
he really just won them with the Spurs and the Rockets, didn't he? Or he won one
I
with the
think
Celtics.
so. I think
Yeah,
didn't he play for the Lakers too, I think.
I think he may have played for the Lake Show. Yeah,
So he went around. He just happened to be on some really good teams, and he hit
really good teams. But I mean,
he hit some big shots for some really good teams, man. He
yeah,
just one of those guys had ice in his veins, and you didn't need him all the time, but man, when you needed him, he came through, and he was an impressive dude for sure when it came to that. So yeah, that's crazy. But speaking of impressive dudes, the Razorback basketball team got a little got
Yeah.
some hardware. Darius Acuff, we've been saying on here, it's the best freshman we've seen. That argument's been around. We've been saying it's for sure. Well, if there was any question, and now the question is he the best Razorback to ever play? It's hard to say that because you don't know what he's going to do later.
Well, yeah.
He's going to have the
Well,
career of a
yeah,
Corliss
he's
or
not.
Joe Johnson.
Yeah, he's not going to have that collegiate body work.
No,
He doesn't know because what Joe left after his sophomore year, so you got 2 years of Joe.
yeah,
Man, you can't.
really a year and a half of Joe because Joe wasn't eligible his first semester.
Yeah, but
But yeah,
but now you're talking. You know, Acuff's got nothing to gain by coming back.
no, oh no,
I
no,
mean, he
no,
doesn't. I mean, I know there's probably an amount of NIL money that would get him back,
no, he
but there's no, and
NBA
Cal
is
knows.
going to give him more than that. But he gets the SEC Player of the Year. He gets National Player of the Year. Uh, or well, he gets the SEC. He got the AP. That wasn't national, was it?
No,
Was
that
it?
wasn't national. He's second
Okay.
team All American.
Okay. So I mean, he's not national. Sorry, but
Yeah,
he got the SEC. But he got the coaches and the Associated Press
yeah.
SEC Player of the Year, and of course he got Freshman of the Year, and then he got and then Malik Thomas got made the rookie team, and
Right.
Billy Goat made the defensive team. So
Now,
that was
Trav.
awesome.
No, it's awesome, but no, I mean, does it feel like I mean, there's always going to be like, it felt like there should have been more. You were the second or third best team. You tied with Alabama for second. You played an all-time classic. It just felt like I thought, maybe I thought Brazil should have maybe got in there somewhere.
Well, I think Brazil just wasn't consistent enough, and
Yeah.
especially defensively. If Brazil was consistent on both ends of the court, Brazil has the talent to be that. Now, I say that, and Brazil, the last two games, especially offensively, has been wonderful. And by the
What?
way, the Missouri game, we got to talk about that. We've always said any SEC road win is big. It doesn't matter who you play. But Missouri is a tournament team, and you didn't have the SEC Player of the Year on your team. You're letting him sit out that game. And for the Razorbacks to get that win, that was a great win. I don't care if it went into overtime. That's a great win.
Well, yeah. You got Acuff on the bench, and
Mhm.
you don't blame Cal for having him on the bench. Like it did him
No.
like seating was just it was a game. It was a game they had to show up and play.
Yep.
And man, he played to win it. And man, Brazil was impressive that game. He really was.
Hey, that three by Brazil toward the end was clutch. The three by Ewing, clutch.
Yeah.
Those were big shots, man. Those were big shots. And I'll tell you another guy that he doesn't get enough publicity, but to me I mean, you could win without him, but to me he's the heart and soul of this team is Wagner. Wagner
Yeah.
does more for this team that doesn't get stats, it doesn't get people like I think if you know, you know. And I think if
Yeah.
Cal was talking about it, he would be like, because if you watch in timeouts when they're gathering the team up, Wagner's the one doing that. He's the coach on the court. He's taking a back seat so the other guys, Wagner is a good player. Um,
Well, he's a
he's
former number one overall recruit.
yeah, and I have high hopes that he'll be back next year. He hopefully won't transfer out. I don't think he's not. I don't think the NBA is going to be a temptation for him. But I think transferring somewhere where he's not going to have to take a back seat to another star and the other guys coming in. I think the one thing we got going for us is what's the guy's name, the big recruit? Jordan or
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
but
Yeah.
anyway, he's a combo guard. So they're going to try to make him into a point guard, but he's not a natural point. So I think Cal will be able to say to Wagner, look, I'm going to need somebody that is more of a natural point to pair with him a lot of times. We're going to
Yeah,
try to make him
because
into
you
a
won't
point.
have because you're coming off Boogie Fland,
Yeah.
then you're going to Darius Acuff, and
Yeah.
dude, how awesome is that as Razorback fans?
Oh, yeah.
Going, we just went from 5-star Boogie Fland to 5-star Darius Acuff. Coach Cal has delivered on everything. Yeah, he's delivered. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like he's
For
came to
sure.
Arkansas and he's delivered.
For
Um,
sure.
for sure. I mean, it's nice. It's nice, and you're going to keep playing marquee games and all that, and bringing in the names like Jordan and
So, Clint, going into the SEC tournament, what would your approach be to the SEC tournament? Do you go in and go full bore, win it all? I mean, you want to win every game you go out on the court for. Okay. So don't get me wrong there. You definitely want to try to win every game, but you can manage the team in different ways, I believe.
well, here's Travis. I would definitely play to win the game,
Yeah.
but like where Darius Acuff has been playing 40 minutes, he's probably going to play 32 minutes. Where Wagner's been playing 12 minutes, he's probably going to play 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean that's really who do you have other than Acuff where you're like, oh, we need to rest this guy. There's really there's nobody. There's nobody you really need to
Hey,
rest.
I think here's my take on it, Clint. I think you don't try to play anybody more than 30 minutes
Yeah.
because you want to save your big guys. Because how our big guys go is how the game goes. Darius Acuff's going to give you best player in the SEC every game. That's just who he is. Okay. And I think especially in clutch games, which that's all we're going to have here on out, he's going to give you that. But you're going to need Brazil. Brazil and Ewing played a lot of minutes the other night. Brazil played the whole game, just about, and you're going to need to keep him healthy, okay, and keep him in the right mental space. So you play them long enough to where they get into the game, they get a good, get a lot of effort, but I think you manage their minutes, especially for your starters, so that you're not wearing them out in the tournament,
Yeah.
personally. Now, but here's the deal, Clint. We got a good draw in the tournament.
Well, and see, that's why I'm sitting here on my phone. And I was trying to figure out who. Yeah. So you'd have. So if it goes chalk, it'd be A&M, correct?
Yeah,
That's if it goes chalk.
yeah. If it goes chalk, it'll be. Yeah, if it goes, more than likely it'll be A&M. Well, Oklahoma's playing. Porter Moser's got Oklahoma playing good right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people think Oklahoma may beat A&M. Now with A&M, we beat them at their place. Okay, earlier in the year. I think it was at their place, wasn't it?
No, they came here.
Oh, did they come
Buckyball.
here? Okay. Whatever it was. We beat them, but they still worry me. Even though we beat them at their game, they have a deep roster, they have a high scoring roster, and they like to run it. Okay. And that makes me a little nervous to try to play them if they get going. Uh, and then like I said, Oklahoma is one of the hottest teams in the country right now. So that could be either one of them could be a difficult game. But when you look at the rest of the bracket, that's a pretty favorable.
Yeah.
Now after that, if it goes chalk, then you're playing either probably Alabama, but could be Georgia. Georgia's not too bad, right?
Well,
Uh,
Georgia beat us like a drum,
exactly. So
and us in
neither
Alabama had an all-time classic.
either one of them will be a difficult game for sure. So I could see us, if I was just predicting, if Cal goes into it, you know, we we'd have a good chance. I think we win our first one, and then the second one we may
Yeah.
struggle.
I saw a bracket out today, and and I know you're going to get somebody like it had us playing High Point University in the first round of the NCAA tournament,
Yeah.
which I'm fine with. I used to live in High Point, but then also it had us as the 5 seed and Texas Tech as the 4 seed. I'm like, I don't think they'll do that since
Yeah.
we've already played regular season game, and I think it had us against Duke, and I really don't think they'll put us with Duke. I think we're going to end up as a 4 or 5 seed. Um,
Yeah, I think.
if you win the SEC tournament, there may be a Hail Mary shot. You're a 3 seed, but
Oh
I
yeah.
think you're,
Well, if you win the SEC tournament, you're going to beat either Alabama or Georgia, and you're going to beat Florida
yeah,
more than likely.
yeah. I mean, so I could make the case for a 3 seed, but
Yeah.
it's I don't see that. I
No,
don't see. We
I
could
think.
win the tournament, but I see it more likely us being a 4 or 5 seed.
Yeah, I think we're 4 or 5. Also, I agree with you totally on that.
I mean, you show up and you lose to it goes chalk. You lose to A&M, you're a 5 seed.
Yep.
You beat A&M and Bama. I think you're maybe a 4 seed. You win the whole thing. You may be a 3 seed. I mean, you're not, but you're splitting hairs.
Yeah.
At that point, all you got to
Yep.
do is get in it. You're in it, and you know,
Although I would love to play Florida again just to see what happens, to be honest with you.
yeah,
But I'm also, look, Cal's talked about it. This team is being built for the tournament and not the SEC tournament, you know, to try to get to the Final Four. Now, Cal did meet with the press the other day, and he was asked about Carter Knox, and he said he doesn't think Carter Knox will be able to play unless we make the Final Four. He said, hopefully, we have to look at that. But he said that's probably the timetable we're looking at on Carter Knox. So, there was some talk earlier that maybe he could make, by the tournament, by the first round of the tournament, he might be available, but apparently not on that. So, um, but that's, we'll see.
yeah. No, we'd love to have him for sure.
Oh yeah, especially a quality player like that.
I mean, he's an NBA player. I mean,
Yeah.
he really is.
Yeah. And so,
And I was actually when we were sitting here, you were talking earlier about DJ Wagner. He's one of those type of guys. The way he's a scrapper and stuff like that. He's going to get in the league. He's going to get in the building
he'll
somewhere.
have a chance. Yeah. Yeah. He'll have a
Yeah,
chance.
he'll get in the building somewhere, and he won't leave.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually he may have to toil in the G League for a couple of years, but DJ Wagner will have a successful pro career.
He's one of those guys. He could be like if he got with the right team, where he was with the right like superstar kind of, or like every NBA team has a superstar, per team or whatever, just about.
Right.
If he got with the right guy, he could be like a Derek Fisher type, where he sticks around and because he's so willing to give the shine to somebody else.
Yeah.
But he's a quality enough player that if he needs to hit a shot, if he needs to drive, if he needs to, he's going to be a good, good on the court too. So yeah, but the thing is, I think, and we'll talk about this later. We got time to talk about, who we think will be back next year. And so, but I think we got a good chance to get him back next year as being a core player,
Yeah.
Experienced player for this team. But we'll see on that. We'll talk about that because, I got a lot of thoughts on whether Malik Thomas or Billy Richmond, what chances we got to get them back. But who knows? And we'll know more how they do in the tournament. That's going to be a big thing because so much of it is what the scouts think of you. Darius Acuff wasn't being talked about. Well, Billy Richmond wasn't even up until a few weeks ago wasn't even being considered as being a big time NBA pick, and now people are saying he's a first round pick because all these announcers are like, "This guy's good. This guy's talented. This guy puts out a lot of effort." And so the more publicity you get, the more you have a chance. And so anyway, so that's gonna, we'll see how the tournament goes, and that'll be a discussion we have later on in the podcast. So I'll stop on that. Now, Clint, this weekend, of course, basketball Hogs did well. A little team came into Fayetteville to Baum-Walker Stadium to play.
Yeah.
Some team that's named after a crappy '80s cologne and a
Maybe a cowboy hat.
cowboy hat. Stetson, wherever they're from. I would guess Texas, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But first two games, the Piggies looked good, man. They were hitting good, pitching was good, everything was great. In those next two games, things didn't go so well.
You don't go 500 against a school like Stetson and say it's a successful weekend.
No,
You just I don't I you don't
no,
you don't even do that if you're the University of Central Arkansas. You don't have Stetson come in for a 4 game stand and go 2-2 and consider it a success.
no.
It doesn't matter. You just don't.
Yeah,
It was not a good weekend.
yeah.
I didn't realize they were playing the 4th game until until I saw it on Otis Kirk's Facebook page.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched a little bit of it, and it was, man. No, I didn't watch it. I listened to a little bit of it, but it was, yeah, it just couldn't get the bats going. We had some, and also, up until this weekend, fielding's been decent, been pretty good, but all of a sudden, whatever his name is, and Poppy. I mean, we started having problems with shortstop and third a little bit, and then they've been struggling hitting anyway. But then, man, in fact, Brumball got benched and they put Poppy over at shortstop for I guess the 4th game.
Yeah.
Although, Brumball's, I hope I'm saying his name right.
You're probably not.
Probably not. But anyway, he's just a freshman and he's got a lot of pressure on him as a freshman, right? I mean, he's one of the best in the country, whatever. A lot of people thought he was going to end up going pro. Maybe he ends up coming to Arkansas. I did hear him interviewed today on the Zone, and man, he really gave some good responses, because first of all, if you got benched, you've been struggling at the bat, you just split with a team like Stetson, I would call Justin Akery and say, man, I don't think I'm going to be able to come on this week.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. But he did, and I heard Camden Newton Kozel, he did a great job talking about it also. But I was really impressed with the freshman because he said, look, I haven't been playing well. He said, I've been pressing too hard. And he said, and I think this weekend, he said, I've been pressing so hard to do better at the plate that it got into my fielding. And he said, I need to remember that I just need to go out there and have fun and enjoy it and enjoy playing. He said, I'm just kind of I'm just kind of pressing too much. And I thought that was very mature of him to say that. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of kids don't get that. And maybe that's what the coaches are telling
Well,
him.
I mean, Travis, it's happened to me before where I've been out there and had the ball hit at me a couple times and I make the first mistake and then
Well, and that's the thing about baseball, right? Or softball, or any of those. There's nowhere to hide.
yeah.
When we played football, if you made a mistake, playing offensive line, if you made a mistake, okay, you get the quarterback sacked. That looks bad. But there was a lot of times you made mistakes that no one really knew about it, right?
Right, yeah.
Or they didn't know if it was your fault or someone else's fault, right? If there was a mistake. In baseball, the ball's coming at you and you mess up. It's you. And the ball doesn't come at you every time. You don't have a chance to make up for it. In football, if you mess up the next play, you're probably going to block that guy or someone close to him, and you can make up for it on the next play, maybe, unless it's the end of the game. In baseball, you don't know if the ball's going to come back to you. So if you make you're out there on an island, okay? And so those kind of things make it a little more mental. And it's plus it's so slow going. Like in football or basketball, you can kind of work yourself back into the groove because it's so much action, right? Well, in baseball, you may not have to, you're in the outfield, you miss a fly ball or something like that. All of a sudden, you may not get the ball hit to you for a while and you don't have a chance to make up for it or get back into the action to kind of get yourself pumped back up. And that's where the mental part of baseball is a little more difficult than, maybe some other sports sometimes. But anyway, all that to say, and with the pitching, some of the pitchers did all right. Some of them struggled. Um, but we got to remember a lot of these pitchers, this is the most experience they've had. Even our returning pitchers didn't have a lot of experience. We had like Dietz and some of those are, I mean, they're pitching more innings now than they have in their whole career.
Well, and Arkansas wasn't the only baseball team. Man. LSU had a couple like
Oh,
like
LSU struggling.
they've had a couple cringe losses too, and it's just it's baseball. But if anyone can right the ship, it's DVH.
Well, and here's the tough part though, Clint, because this
Go ahead.
weekend, Mississippi State's coming in. This is the best team we're going to play all year until we get to the tournament because we don't play Texas, we don't play Tennessee, we don't play LSU. They're not on the schedule this year. So, and Mississippi State has a new coach and they're playing really well. He brought in he's got half of Mississippi State's good players they had from last year. And then he brought in like half his players from his last school, where I don't forget where it's at. But and he's combined those two and he's got a really good team. And so this is probably going to be, maybe not, but probably going to be the best team we play. And so that's what makes it tough. You're coming off, even though it was a split, that's really a loss weekend, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like in soccer they say some ties are wins, and
Yeah, no.
that's a loss.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
3-1 would have felt like a loss.
yeah. And so you're coming off of that going into playing the best team we're going to play until we get to, postseason play. So that's what makes it a little tougher. And so you're hoping the people like Robinette, Kozel, Souza, Heflick, all those guys, the ones that with experience are the voices that really step up and kind of pull this team back together and do with it because I think the talent's there. I think it's just
The talent is without a doubt there. It's just you got to get it together.
Yeah.
Everybody. I'm sure everybody wants to fire Thompson again. He was great last year, but
Yeah.
what have you done for us lately, Thompson?
That's right. Yeah. Now, anything else on baseball you want to talk
No,
about?
I think we've thoroughly covered that as about that painful experience.
I wanted to hit on today. Ron Silverfield talked to the press, and was able to watch that a little bit. And man, Clint, he keeps winning me over, man.
Dude, no, he's won me over. Like it went from like pardon the saying, went over like his hiring at first went over like a fart in church.
Yeah.
It felt really underwhelming. I'm like, this guy, like it just felt like
Well, it felt like we settled.
Yeah, it did. It felt like we settled. And then slowly you got the feeling, like I've said, it's like Frank Rosa used to nut won the interview. And it felt like Silverfield probably did the same thing here at Arkansas.
Well, a couple of things that he talked about that I just wanted to bring up. Well, first of all, one of the impressions I got that I really loved, he was asked about a lot of players. He was asked about their health, like, who's like where they're at physically. And Clint, he knew about every one of them.
Yeah.
Every player he was asked about. Now, look, we love Sam Pittman. But Sam Pittman would have said, well, I don't really know. I don't really know. Because I've heard people ask him about the health of players. And whether he really knew I really think he didn't know a lot of times. But he like knew, yeah, he's dealing with some soft tissue stuff. He's dealing with this, or we're gonna have him. He should be good to go. He's doing enough. Like he knew exactly where they stood. So what that tells me is he's talking to the trainers about those guys. He's talking to the doctors about them. He has his hand on everything that's going on in that building. And then also he talked about how he's trying to get high school coaches to come to practices. And, Bray Cook has been hired to reach out to those guys. He's trying to get alumni to come to practices. The media is tickled because he's going to have like an hour of spring practice open for them to watch for the media. That's more than we've had since Houston Nutt, I think. So, I mean, those kind of things.
I mean, but really, what do they have to lose?
Yeah.
By letting the media in. I mean, yeah, they're going to start picking,
especially spring practice. Yeah.
Spring practice. Well, there's no spring transfer portal window now, which I think's a great thing. Like you got to know, you're going to get to know your team.
Of course, like Silverfield mentioned in the press conference, he goes, but because he talked about that, but he was like, but he said, I could leave this press conference and there'd be a new rule saying there's a new spring transfer portal window,
Yeah. But no, but and plus, you're not putting in. I mean, everybody knows your offense. It's just we're gonna get to see who's up or down. I get closing off fall practice when you're getting ready for Alabama. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But like spring practice, your offense is your basic offense, and it's going to be out there. I mean, what we're going to get is you're going to get to see like honest Trey Biddy watch KJ Hill. I mean AJ Hill and KJ Jackson, and say, okay, is it AJ or KJ, or is this kid from San Angelo State a whole lot better than we thought he was going to be?
Well, here's the deal, folks. Get to know the name. I think it's Brandon Fuller. His last name's Fuller. The Angelo State kid he's talking about.
Yeah.
Get to know him. He may be in the mix. And it's maybe a tighter race. It may be more of a three-man race than what we realize. Everybody talking about KJ and AJ. This Fuller kid was a finalist for his division's Heisman. What's it called that Trinidad Chambliss won?
Oh, yeah.
The name of that award.
No, I was a finalist for it too, and I can't remember.
Well, he was a finalist for that. And then he also he's got 20 starts under his belt.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's started 20 college games already. And he's got a lot more talent than what we expect, so it's more, I think it's going to be more of a three-man race than it's going to be than what people think.
Well, his job's get in there and make it hard and make it a three-man race.
Yeah.
He may have signed here as the third-string quarterback, but that don't mean that's where he came to stay.
That's right.
I mean, Trinidad Chambliss took a paycheck to come to Ole Miss to be. By the way, did you see the NCAA's appealing that decision? Yeah, they're appealing it. Which I mean, at least, hey, you know what? At least they're showing some backbone. I'm gonna get.
Hey, that's the most guts they've shown.
I mean, 100%. Well, I mean, it's getting ridiculous. You don't like the NCAA's rule. You go hire a local judge and they give you what you want, and then I mean, this isn't the hill I think they should die on. But I mean, at least you're showing some backbone.
Yeah.
I mean, because next thing you know, Alabama's going to be playing G League players. Anyway.
Well, and another thing that Silverfield talked about that I really liked was he said, we may not be the most talented line, talking about the offensive and defensive line. He said, we may not have the most talent there, but our guys are going to do things right. They're going to have good hands. They're going to attack right. They're going to be hard to go against. They said, I want that more than anything. He said, we got to work with what we got, but he said, I know other teams will have talented guys, but he said, we're going to train our guys and we're going to coach them up to where they put up a fight on every play. And I mean, he just says the right things.
Yeah,
he really does. He really says the right things. And so, I'm getting excited I'm
No,
getting
dude,
excited to see.
I've been ever since his first press conference. I've been excited. I really
Yeah,
have been. I think if the quarterback position's right, we're going to win a lot of football games.
yeah,
I mean, there's not an area on the field where I don't feel like we're going to be better than we were last year.
yeah,
And the exception may be quarterback. You could say running back maybe. I
yeah,
think offensive line, defense definitely did better.
yeah. It's
I
got to
don't even
be.
need to see it; it's better.
It's got to be. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
You
you
could have
got to
you could have went to the nearest sorority house and got those girls to go out there and
golly,
that
that
would
was
be better.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was not pretty. So
yeah, for sure. But yeah. So that's we're kind of where we're at on Razorbacks right now. That's now, Clint. I know you live in Texas now,
yes,
and even when you were in Arkansas, you didn't pay a lot of attention to high school sports.
I did not, but even this one made it down to me.
But there's some controversy in Arkansas high school basketball right now. There's some uh it- a game 2A state semifinal game between Barton and England. It was being played in Poyen, Arkansas, home of Justin Moore, and Barry Grooms, by the way, of Hooten's Arkansas football fame.
Okay.
But anyway, they were playing a game, goes down to the wire. Barton's ahead, and at the last call of the game, there's a foul call, but no one really knows that happens because all of a sudden a fight breaks out, a brawl, if you will.
Where did the brawl start, Travis?
Huh?
I mean, where did it? I haven't seen the video. I've just
One player punched another player.
okay.
Like just punched him. And by the way, big ups, big respect to that Barton player that got punched, the initial one that got punched, because instead of going back at him, he gets to play in the state championship because he just went to the locker room and didn't get caught up in everything else. Now, it got even worse because not only did the players get into it, but people started coming from the fans, from the stands, and fighting. Grandmas,
Yeah.
grandpas, moms, dads, all kinds of folks. So now the Grant County Sheriff people are reviewing the film and they're going to press charges against some of the adults. Now, the AAA, and I heard Bobby Swafford from the AAA on the radio today being interviewed, and he said, look, we had to go by the letter of the law. And if you get in a fight in a game, he said, he said, 20 different videos of the fights. Okay. So they watched as many as they could get. People that had camera, that gave them the cameras. They watched security film. There was somebody was televising the game, okay, or like streaming it on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
And so they suspended 5 Barton players who are going to play this week against Mount Vernon Enola in the finals. Go Mount Vernon Enola. Congratulations. 5 Barton players got suspended for that game. 7 England players are suspended for the first game next year. Now, I don't know if any of those are seniors, so they're not getting anything. I don't know any of that. They haven't told any of that, And like even the Barton players, we don't know. Like they haven't given the names of who's suspended, so you don't know if it's like they're good players or bad players. I mean, or bench
Right.
players or whatever. But here's the thing, Clint, and here's where it's even a bigger deal because it was a big, ugly fight. Shouldn't have happened. But if that happens in one game, one thing, that's okay. Fine. They've played 4 times this year. 3 of the games ended with incidences. Okay. Now, most of what I've heard is it usually ends up being the kids from England starting it. Okay. I'm not trying to,
You're saying this is what you've heard.
That's what I've heard. I don't know that for a
We do
fact.
not know this for a fact, but
That's right.
that's the
That's
word
what people.
on the streets.
That's the word on the streets. But for it to end up with incidents, I'm not saying the Barton kids have always been innocent, that they didn't help start it or say something to start it or whatever. I don't know the whole story. I just know that 3 of the games there was some sort of incidences, okay, that happened. Not only that, but in football, England plays in the same conference as Bearden, which I live close to Bearden, right? England lost a lot of players for some games this year for fighting in football too. Okay, they had some kids get suspended and kicked out of games for, you know, different things, multiple games this season.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know exactly how many, but I know it happened multiple. I know the first week of the season, and that was a problem, and it was a problem statewide. I heard one AAA guy talk about in the first week of the season, they had 40 players ejected for fighting in the first week of the season in high school football in Arkansas. Okay. Which is crazy. Now, here's the thing. You got to punish those players, right? And the AAA can only, Arkansas Activity Association can only punish them according to the way the rules are written, and they got to punish them for the next one. It stinks that it's immediate for the Barton players, and that the England player, you know, when you were punishing your kids growing up, you didn't wait 6 months to give them their punishment. You
Yeah.
do it right then, so they learn the lesson right then, right? I mean, that's the way with any punishment, right? You, whether it's with the law or whatever, you want to do it. Well, sometimes I guess people will get it later, but you know what I mean. It needs to be immediate most of the time so they can learn their lesson. Well, with the England deal, it's going to be next year before, you know, they get anything.
Well,
That's just the nature.
and you know, I mean, here's the thing, and I'll just say it just the punishment for the Barden players is a lot more severe than the punishment for the England
Yeah,
players.
yeah.
And you know, and if the history says England started, it makes it even worse. You feel bad for the Barden kids. You understand it. It's just one of them things. It's an ugly situation, and
But the
it's
rules are if you swing, if you tackle somebody or whatever, you go physical, whether you started it or not, you get punished just like you started it.
you
You
know
know what
what
I mean?
England needs to do, or Barden needs to do. They need to go whatever county Barden's in, find the shadiest judge you can, and get you one of them injunctions. Get
That's
you one of
right.
them
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
shambles injunctions.
That's right.
Take it from your Clint. Don't wait till like the day before the game, and then Triple H just go like, our hands are tied.
Yeah.
They got an injunction.
But here's the thing I think, Clint. They got to figure out something to do to hold the administration and the coaches accountable. Because if it's happening in multiple times, and like I said, I don't know for a fact that it's that bad, but I'm pretty sure because I remember during football season hearing about all this the craziness that was happening up there in England. But if England's had this all year long, then there needs to be some way that they hold them accountable. I don't know how that is. And I guess right now that would be up to the school
Well,
board
and
to
I
hold
don't
them
know anything
accountable.
about it at the moment. So,
Yeah,
but if what you're saying is true, then yeah, then something obviously needed to be done. I mean, it should definitely been
yeah.
handled way different.
It's hey,
Way. You are now, but by the way, you are officially now the most hated man in England. Your name is
well,
Mud in
you know,
England.
and I've actually like I've preached there
Yeah.
several times. I had a friend that was youth pastor there, and I've spoken at the First Baptist England many times. I once chauffeured a girl to prom. She drove a early '80s Cadillac, and she asked me if I would come be her chauffeur to drive her and her date to prom. And so I put on like a suit with a like a chauffeur hat and drove them to their prom for their walk-in or whatever. And anyway, but yeah. So yeah, maybe they if anybody in England's watching this, they don't like us, but sorry.
Our ratings are down in England. We've lost.
I even know one of the
We
coaches there.
we lost.
Anyway, but yeah.
Trev.
Yes, sir.
That's another one in the can, my man.
That is another one in the can.
236, you say?
I think it's 236, 237, something like that.
6'7".
One of those. Yeah, I'll look it up, but before I put the title on it. So
there you go.
Anyway, folks, like, share, subscribe, turn on that, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff, so that you can follow along with the Hawg Slop podcast and keep rooting them hogs on. And hey, you know what? Baseball, let's turn around this week.
Turn around. Let's sweep them Bulldogs, them dirty, stinking Bulldogs.
Let's send them cowbells home sad. Okay. And basketball, let's keep rolling, baby. Let's get to
Woo Pig.
That's
the most important thing. Just Woo Pig.
Woo Pig. Woo Pig. Clint, have a good one, buddy.
Bye.
Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Listen, that's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Listen, I wake up in the morning, I bow my head to pray. Mama told me if I don't, ain't nothing gonna change. These prayers breaking up hard ground, so I can sow the seed. Ain't afraid of no aches and pain. Lord knows I gotta follow his lead. That's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filled.